happy to have you. If you're here for the first time, thank you for coming. I do write my own stories and read them. And today, you know, without itching, the topic today, our story, it's a 15-minute story. The title is The Love That Unlocked Her Past. The rain fell shortly that evening over the quiet town of Rose Hill. The street glistened under the amber glow of streetlights. And in the small corner cafe, a young woman named Alina sat by the window. She came there often, not because she loved the coffee, but because it was the only place she felt and seen, even in her silence. Alina had grown up in foster care. She had no memory of her mother, only a faded photograph of a woman smiling by a river, and the back of it written in blue ink were the words, "For my sunshine, until we meet again." She used to stare at that photo at night and wonder, who was she? Why did she leave? But the life had taught Alina to stop asking questions that hurt until that night. The meeting. He came in with the rain, tall, quiet, with a warmth that felt like morning light breaking through fog. His name was Evan. He was new in town, a traveler that he writes, passing through, curious about forgotten places and untold stories. They talk by accident, a spilled cup of coffee, a soft apology, a shared laugh. But it wasn't the laughter that caught him, it was her eyes, carrying both strength and sorrow, like she'd seen the storm but never found the rain or the rainbow. Days turned into weeks, and what began as a small conversation over coffee turned into long walks, late night talks, and the comfort of understanding. Then one night, as the rain returned, Alina opened up. "I don't know who I am, Evan. I don't know where I come from. My mother disappeared when I was 2. All I have is this photo. I don't even know if she's alive." Evan looked at the picture quietly. He noticed something strange. The background wasn't just a riverbank. It was the Willow Bend Bridge, a place famous for old legend, where woman once vanished without trace 25 years ago. The night, something shifted. For Evan, for Evan, this wasn't just Alina's pain anymore. It became his mission. The investigation over the next few weeks even began to ask questions about and around town. He spoke to the old librarian, the retired detective, and even the florist who had been around for decades. Piece by piece, a puzzle began to form. He learned that years ago, a woman named Mirel Grace, young, vibrant, and full of dreams, had been reported missing near Willowband. The only thing left behind was a child's blanket marked with the name A. Grace. Welcome, my dear sister. Alina Grace. Evan's heart raced. Could it be her? But the story got darker. Mirel hadn't just vanished. She was running from someone, a man she had trusted, who had wanted her silence after uncovering secrets of corruption in a family business, secrets that could destroy lives. And that man was alive. The confrontation. Evan tried to tell Elena, but before he could, strange things began happening. A car following her from home, a note slipped under the door. Stop digging into the past. Quote. End of quote. I tried, and she was flabbergasted, even terrified. But it also awakened something fierce inside her. She refused to live in fear anymore. With Evan by her side, she went back to Willow Bend Bridge, the place her mother had last been seen. There beneath the river, arched, they found a hidden compartment. Ooh, a small rusted tin box. Inside were letters written to her, letters her mother had written but never sent. The last one read, and I quote, if you ever find this, my sunshine, know that I never left you. I run to protect you. One day, truth will find you, and love will keep you safe. Tears fell freely down Elena's cheeks. In the moment, she realized her mother hadn't abandoned her. She saved her. As dawn broke over the bridge, Evan held her close. Now you know you are not abandoned, he whispered. And now it's time to live. Months later, Evan published a story titled The Woman Who Waited at Willow Bend. It told not just the mystery I lost, but the recovery and courage. Elena, now standing on the same bridge, placed her mother's photo in a locket and smiled, not with sadness, but peace. Beside her, Evan slipped his hand into hers. Ready for our next chapter? He asked. Always, she replied. And with that, the woman who had once been lost in her own story finally began to write a new one. This time, with love and truth as her co-host. Welcome, welcome guys. And that's the end of our short story today. So that was a short story, and you saw the topic. I just want to say thank you, Jordan. Bless you for being here. And of course, Sister Elise, who have been here. Kingdom Daughter, welcome as well. Welcome. Greetings and blessings, sister, and to everyone in the chat listening. Bless you, Kingdom. Thank you for coming. And Sister Elsa said, Kingdom Daughter, welcome. Yes, so yes, guys, that's my short story for today, and that's what I'll be doing on Saturdays. I'll just do a random short story that I've composed. And, I just want to share the moral of the story that I've just read. Sometimes love doesn't just fill the empty space of our hearts. It helps us uncover the truth we were too hard to see. Elena's story reminds us that healing often begins when someone cares enough to look deeper, and that real love doesn't just comfort, it redeems. And that's the moral of the story today. I want to thank you all for being here, and tell me, what do you think about the story? There you have a young woman for all her life, over 20 years. She have believed that, she was abandoned, end up, in the orphanage and all of that, foster care. And she thought that nobody cared, and, her mother left her. But her mother did left her to save her life, And sometime in life, we may not, don't be so quick to believe the worst because we don't see the full and know the full story. Never be so quick to just accept face value of what the worst is. It behoves us to probe a little deeper until you get your answers. And then you may be surprised to see that it was really nothing like you have thought. And you could have spared yourself the heartache, and all of that. So you can let me know, what do you think about the story? You know, Alina and Evan. He was just a traveler, a journalist who seek stories that are interesting and so on. And here he found one, and that story also led him to this young lady, even who he find companionship in. Yeah, so that's the synopsis for today. Sister Elise said, nice story. Thank you, Sister Elise. Appreciate it. Yeah, so it turns out that the mother had to run because she also had trust someone who she found out a dangerous secret about, that someone that have also put her life in danger. So in order to save her child, she had to run for the hills. But what I appreciate is that, what are the odds that there's a secret compartment under the bridge with the answer, the hidden letter, you know and sometimes it do takes an interesting mind, you know a creative mind to find these clues. And so hats off to Evan. you know so yeah, I think it was a really interesting story. So this would be the beginning of our Saturday short but interesting stories. It doesn't really need an episode or continuation. So that is what is happening. And so far, happy Saturday to everyone, all of you that are here. Appreciate your company. Yes. So yeah, that's the moral of the story. And even to the mere point that, can you imagine, you now as a child dying, going to your grave with a heartache? You don't know who your parents are. I mean, that's supposed to be sticky. And the reality of the situation is that there are people in this life who that is their story. Yeah, they really don't know who their moms and their mother or father, you know, truly is. So they have to live with that, that pain. So Sister Alice is so true. But the good thing is that you do have true life angels, not spiritual beings, physical people who, they also get lime and turn it in lemonade, wherein they're maybe not able to have children, or maybe they have children, weren't able to have any more. So the Lord give them that capacity to love others as their own. So yeah, some of the children who are less fortunate in this situation or end up being adopted by these persons, and they're not all bad. You do have persons who love and cherish some of these abandoned kids as their very own, and they grow up feeling loved and appreciated and lack nothing also, and contribute positively to society. So though this is a fiction, it's a story, there are true life stories out there where people can relate. But it's just that a lot of person doesn't get that true happy ending, wherein it is investigated and they discover who their real bloodline is. But it doesn't make them any worse or any better than we are, who know who our parents are. So if you're just coming in, thank you for coming, thank you for the thumbs up. You are just coming in, you can go back after I listened, go to the beginning, listening to the story that was just read. It's just a short story, but I think it's impactful. So you can go back and listen it as well, so you can even get a better understanding of what we're talking about. So the topic of the story is, like I said before, the love that unlocked the past. And sometimes, we meet people for different reasons. Sometimes it doesn't turn out to be a love interest like that, but it turned out to be nevertheless profitable. Welcome, black people are the chosen one of God. Simply Michelle, good evening. and happy blessings to you. Thank you as well, Ezekiel, my friend, black people. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the thumbs up. Yes, I appreciate you guys. So yeah, if you're just coming in, you can go back, and it's a short story. And don't be afraid to leave your comments under the video. Yeah, so that's it. Really appreciate you coming in. Love and appreciate every one of you. It's just a short story. This is the way we'll be going now on a Saturday, when, unless something happen, like may it never be another hurricane or anything like that. God forbid we can manage no more of that. But unless something come up behind my control, I may just replay a video or something. But we'll be doing short stories, and of course it will do have a significant meaning, something that can maybe encourage, or we can relate back to, or know someone who can relate to. So that's what is happening this Saturday. And I just want to say, guys, that where there's life, there is truly hope, as the story shows. And for those who are coming in, as I was saying before, don't be so quick to believe the worst. Even though it may seem like that is your situation, you can probe a little deeper to find out the truth behind it, especially when you're in doubt. Because I really don't believe that things happen to people by chance. I think we're all linked. We're all linked in some way, shape, and form, because the author of our true life story is the true and living God, and he links us for different reasons. Sometimes it's benefit to us, benefit to the next person. Sometimes no, it's of no benefit to us, but it's still a part of God's plan, because we are a part of his blueprint. Yeah, so the moral of the story is, keep your chin up too. Don't be so quick to succumb to what the negative is showing you to be your reality. Bear in mind that God have the final say, and you can always spin it around for your good. As it is said, every disappointment worketh for good to them that love God. So yes, spin it right round. And as Jamaicans will say, when life gives you lime, you make lemonade. Yeah, that's basically what it is. And just like Alina, yeah, and Sister Elsie said, amen, sis. Yeah. What if Elena did just keep her mouth locked? She met this person, she think coincidentally, at the coffee shop, right? And by a mere accident of spilling something or what have you, there becomes an opener. What if she was nasty about it, and you lose out on the opportunity, you understand, of accomplish the very end result of her finding out the truth about her parents. So yeah, you have to learn to just look on the bright side of things, especially in this time that we live in, because we're living in a time, I really think we're living in a time of deception, where you can really take nothing by face value, really, but to dig and probe a little deeper, and 50-50 or 80% of the time you do find the truth, and give people the benefit of a doubt. As I was told as a child by my grandmother, that I don't remember the quote exactly, but it has something to do with, be careful how you entertain strangers, because you may just entertain angels. And what is that saying is that you're meeting somebody for the first time, be careful how you treat them, because that person may be your bridge to cross over a rocky, or a troublesome situation. That person may be the link or your answer to something. So that's why it pays to be polite, and no, we still have to be careful, but it pays to be polite, to be a decent person, just to be a decent humanitarian to someone in time like this. So yes, I'm going for the whole thing we're in nowadays, just to try have that positive vibes, because there is so much negative around us these days to really throw us off our aura. So Yeah, that's what I'm aiming for, being positive, because trust me, right now you don't have a thing, do a thing for negative landing on your lap. Negativity is like negativity as you open the door, it's like negativity. I say, see me here. Or before you open the door, it's trying to invite itself, right? Yes, so I have to decline. Anyway, we have come to the end of the story. I'm going to rush and go and answer him because it's not the norm for me to decline him. So, love you, appreciate you all. Thank you for listening to the story. You can leave your comment under the video after it is posted, and also share it with someone. And this is the way as we are going forward. Love and appreciate you all for coming in. God continue to bless and keep you all. Bless you, Sister Elsie. Sister Elsie, you're welcome. Sis, blessing. All right, bye bye for now. I'm trying to go before he calls back. All right, love and appreciate you guys. Bye bye.